at 9:30 PM GMT over on the Moisky Live channel, I'm going to be hosting a PMQ response. As a spoiler, the topic will mostly be centered around the Prime Minister's legacy and cladding. Yeah, link to the channel down below. Today, I thought we'd talk about Pink IPA. Now, what is Pink IPA, you might be asking? Well, I'm so happy you've asked, I think. Pink IPA was launched in March of 2018 by Brewdog. It was launched on the 8th of March 2018 as a part of a 4-week campaign by Brewdog to highlight the gender pay gap, a supposed satirical take on it, where it would be sold to women or those who identified as female at a reduced cost of 20% less to all other IPAs they sold. The IPA is also satirically dubbed Beer for Girls. Let's just remember that, along with the identifying gender part for later. Brewdog have claimed that it was created as a way to expose sexist marketing techniques within the beer industry. Bit ironic, I guess, since the entire purpose of Pink IPA was to be targeted towards ladies, or those who identified as a lady. For the rest of this video, I'm going to insert this lady here, Dr. Thomas Bauer. I mean man, sorry. I don't want to assume his gender, but the way this plays out, it's really all up in the air at this point. Dr. Thomas Bauer is a software engineer who went to a Brewdog bar in Cardiff and attempted to order a Pink IPA because it was £1 less than the other IPAs on offer. The bartender refused to serve him that particular beer as the bartender assumed his gender to be male. He was instead offered a Punk IPA. I should now state, Brewdog IPAs not that good. They're really not. Now, as far as what happened in that bar goes, Dr. Thomas Bauer then had to play the I identify as a female, can I now have a bloody Pink IPA? Because, £1 less. It's not been specified in the articles that I have linked below as to whether or not Dr. Thomas Bauer wanted the Pink IPA because he liked the taste more than the Punk IPA, or whether it was that pound difference. Now, if it was me, yeah, it would be the cost, because £1 goes quite far, even in somewhere like Wales. I mean, I could buy a whole multi-pack of Mars bars in Poundland for it. After downing his rather embarrassing drink, which he has admitted embarrassed him quite a bit having to do, he lodged a complaint with Brewdog, saying it was discrimination, direct discrimination, and a breach of the Equalities Act of 2010. Brewdog disagreed with this, saying that the reason for the reduced cost existed only for the Pink IPA for ladies. Gender equality, everyone. The pay gap's still here, still alive, still kicking. This is equality, what this man's experiencing right now. Even if it is a part of a satirical campaign that quite frankly shouldn't exist at all. Dr. Thomas Bauer then lodged a second complaint with Brewdog, informing them that he would be taking them to court over this. They ignored this request, and he has outright said he did not want to resolve this in a courtroom. All he wanted was for them to say sorry, something which did in fact come up when in March 2018 Dr. Thomas Bauer took them to a small claims court. He asked them to apologise and said he would in fact drop the case if they did, because he believed that this was a breach of the 2010 Equality Act, which I already stated, and direct discrimination. In that particular small claims court hearing, Dr. Bauer admitted that he was forced to lie about his sex to receive the product at a lower price, with District Judge agreeing with Dr. Bauer, saying that it was direct discrimination on the grounds of sex due to the circumstances surrounding how Dr. Bauer got the reduced-priced IPA. The judge even accepted that proving identity as female was the only way to get the drink, and ruled that this represented discrimination against men. In a small part of the transcript, the judge said, "In my judgment, it is clear that in this case the claimant has been directly discriminated against by the defendant because of his sex. The fact that by identifying as female he was still able to purchase a Pink IPA makes no difference. I accept what Dr. Bauer says, namely, that by identifying as female, it was the only way he could purchase a Pink IPA at a cost of £4. With the judge ruling in Dr. Bauer's favour, he was awarded £1,000 in damages. Dr. Bauer, having represented himself, said he didn't want to profit from the case, and donated the damages to charity, where he was quoted as saying, "After taking into account my costs, I donated equal amounts of this award to the Young Women's Trust, which aims to help women negotiate for better pay, and the Campaign Against Living Miserably, which runs a male suicide prevention line, among other things." He also said he does not deny the existence of the gender pay gap, but believes there should be equal opportunities over equal outcome. We could certainly debate the gender pay gap until we're all blue in the face, since it always comes down to semantics. But I'm glad you support equal opportunity over the whole equal outcome, because one is meritocratic and the other is not. There are a few things I want to point out with this. We all know how this would have gone down had the gender roles been reversed, and it is right we highlight that and point out it is obscene, it is insane, it is insulting that anyone be discriminated against when it comes to purchasing something. Another thing of interest to me is, when Brewdog ran this campaign, I heard nothing of it around here, mostly because their campaign didn't go far enough. So how are they going to appeal to a larger audience to want people to buy their beer at a reduced cost, if they're female of course, to highlight gender inequality, or sex in this case? Notice the conflation in the article, conflating sex and gender, that was disgusting. But how do they intend to do it when no one knows about it? And surely if they want to highlight it, maybe have the beers at the same price, but donate 20% of one beer to women's charities, which to me sounds like a more reasonable thing to do. That way you are not discriminated against anyone has access to the beers, they're all the same price, and you retain your customers, which I would have thought would be top priority for any company, regardless of the, quotes, satirical nature of the campaign. While I doubt £1,000 did much to harm your coffers, it's still quite sad it went to a court when all you ever had to do was say sorry. It is also worth pointing out that charging different prices for the same product is not okay, but we must also recognise that our products targeted to people of different sexes, and how those campaigns are implemented is really important. It is why the government has sought to ban what has been dubbed sexist adverts, or ones that discriminate against a gender or sex even, because of that, to make the point or to appeal to other people. Something which I might make a video on over on the Moisky Live channel. There is a lot going on in politics though, so if I do it, it'll be a short one. There is marketing stuff currently going on that is specifically aimed at either sex. For example, beer for girls, Yorkies, the chocolate bar, being targeted for men, although I would argue it isn't even good enough for dogs, even if dogs are allergic, you know what I mean? It's just not good enough. Then there are the more serious products, hair care products, for example, and that would include razor blades in that as well. The point is, Brewdog's campaign was flat, like its IPA, because nobody knew about it, nobody had heard of it, and when they did hear of it, it was through this article. I hope with the money you may not have raised from selling additional beers, you did in fact donate some of it to benefit women, because otherwise your satirical campaign was nothing more than a money grab on your part, but fell flat because it didn't benefit you in the slightest, really, did it? Although I will concede, the point of a business is to make money, so if you did make money, congratulations. Perhaps take my idea on board of simply having them at the same price and donating 20% of your profits to women's charities would benefit you better and do more to improve your somewhat damaged optics at this present time. Anyway, if I don't see you tonight over on the Moisky Live channel for PMQs, I hope you all have a lovely Wednesday, and thank you all for listening.